Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I'm going to do a dessert today. I'm going to do some cookies that I found on Pinterest. I don't know if you can see my turntable, but or my Lazy Susan. It's loaded with food that and I've been an hour prepping this, so it's taken me a long time. And I've measured everything out and got my oven lit. So I've really been working hard. I would have come in sooner, but I just wasn't done getting the prep. I was still working on the prep work. So, this takes a long. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. This takes a long time to do. My Lazy Susan is full of all the measurements I've done. I'm gonna have to wash them afterwards, but it's okay. You know, it is what it is. And I'm gonna use my batter bowl for some, and I'm gonna use my the medium-sized bowl for some as well. But this will be a simple recipe. It's got a lot of ingredients to it, and it took me a while, like I said, to prep everything. I was prepping some while I was eating my lunch. I was getting everything out and starting to measure everything out. So I'll have quite a few things to wash, as you can see, but that's okay. I mean, it doesn't take long to wash them. What's everybody's weather doing today, and how are you doing? Because when I come in here from one day to the next, I don't know how everybody's doing. I hope your lives are going okay and things are working out for you. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate the time that you take to come in here, because you wouldn't have to, but you like to see what I'm doing, so you'll come in here anyway to share out and follow me. And I appreciate that too. I appreciate everyone that comes in here and follows me, shares out, because it's because of you that I keep doing this each and every day. I don't want to talk to myself, and by you being in here, hi Lisa, good to see you. I get to talk to people on the other end, and I know exactly who's here and who isn't. I can see by your pictures at the bottom who's in here and who isn't. Good to see everybody. I know there's some of the people that normally follow me, like Erlene and my daughter aren't in here yet. My daughter should be coming in before too long. Erlene, I don't know where she's at, but thank you for inviting your followers, Lisa. That'll help get more people in here and sharing this out. I do appreciate that as well. Because the more people hear about this, the more that be interested maybe in trying this themselves. Hi, Melissa. Good to see you. Welcome. I've taken everything off my iPad, and there is a video. Oh, no. I messed up. I almost lost my stuff. Yes, I did. I lost some of it. How embarrassing. I pulled this off, and I lost some of my stuff, but at least this didn't. I can always measure this out again. Most of it went on the counter, so I'll have to... Oh, what an embarrassment. And I can't edit it out because I put it right on YouTube from the way it is. Oh, well, it's okay. At least it didn't go on the floor, and I can clean this up. I forgot about that when I pulled that off, and I was trying to show you that I was getting everything ready. Oh, well, I'll measure this out again. This is the coconut flour, I believe, and I'll just measure it out again. I'll just leave what's here, and I'll just wipe this off. What a mess, but it is what it is. Oh, thank you. I know we all make mistakes. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it happens. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But at least I didn't lose my pumpkin. It almost went on the floor. That'd be a mess. This thing's gonna be a little messy, but I'll clean it off. It's okay. I'll clean it off later. Thank you for inviting your followers, and like I said, there's a video on here. It's intrusive. So what I did is I can't get the video off. So what I did, I just have to try to scroll underneath it, and I just turned my volume all the way off, so nobody can. Thank you for the super hearts, Lisa. So nobody can hear anything that's going on. And there's quite a few ingredients here. Before I even start with this, I'll tell you what I'm putting a cup of almond flour, and it's blanched, super fine. Hi, good to see you. They want an almond flour that's super fine, and I happen to find some. This is almond flour, super fine almond flour, which is hard to get, but I think I found it at Walmart. And I wanted, and since they said they use super fine, I thought, oh, that's so awesome. I've got some of that, so I'll just use it. I'm going to pull some of this off of here so it doesn't look so bad. I know people are going to say something. Maybe somebody will come in here and say something who doesn't know me, but it is what it is. I'm trying the best I can. We all make mistakes. Anyway, hi Yvette. Good to see you. Welcome. There's my dog. Yep. Everybody's coming in here. Thank you for coming in here and following me and sharing this out. I haven't started this yet, but I wanted to give you a little bit of idea what's in here. There's all my ingredients here. I almost lost my almost lost my coconut sugar. Almost, not quite. It almost fell off, but that's good. I was able to stop. I was able to balance it. Hi, Missy. Good to see you. I was able to balance yeah, it has. It has been a while. I see you on Forerunner Scope, which he was on this morning. I didn't see you then, but he's been coming on almost every day, except you didn't yesterday, but he was on this morning. Not very long, but he was on this morning. I missed you on there. He come on at 5 o'clock my time this morning. I just happened to wake up because I needed to go to the bathroom, and he came on, so I just stayed up then. So, and welcome, Linda. Welcome, Sugar Drop. Good to see everybody. Thank you for the hearts, and thank you for the super hearts. I'm going to use 2 bowls for this. One is the batter bowl, and then I'm going to use my medium-sized bowl for this. I think I'm going to stick this here so I don't cause any more problems. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. The dry ingredients I'm going to whisk together, but the wet ingredients I'm going to use my beater. I don't have a stand mixer, so I'm going to use that. So, I've already got my oven lit for 350 degrees. I'm going to whisk together my almond flour, coconut flour, arrowroot starch, coconut sugar, baking soda, salt, and pumpkin pie spice. Okay, here's my coconut flour. And I hope you can see okay. I don't want to move this and have it fall and tip over. Okay, and then I'm going to have my almond flour. This is the almond flour. And this is the blanched almond flour. And that's awesome, the blanched almond flour. Okay. And then I've got my coconut flour. Here's the coconut flour. I think this is the coconut flour. I know I have. Let me go check, make sure I got the right thing here. I think that's. Yeah, I've got. Oh, and I got arrowroot too, an arrowroot. Now I've got all the dry ingredients, so I'm just gonna put them all together because I've got them all together. I think that's the arrowroot here. And I've got the coconut flour and almond flour already in there. And I'm going to tell you what I have to, okay. Come down here and let's see, the arrowroot, the coconut sugar. Here's my coconut sugar. I think, oh, I know what, yeah, that was the arrowroot. And when it comes to like the baking soda and my salt and everything, I put them all in one container. So this has got salt in it. It's got your baking soda. It's got your pumpkin pie spice. I put those all together in one container because I'm going to whisk these together. And I'll get my whisk out here that I got from Pampered Chef. Yeah, this is the one. This is the Pampered Chef one. This is an awesome whisk. And I'm going to whisk this all together. So you can see as you're getting this all, you got to get this all whisked together because your stuff's going to lump up. This batter bowl is good for this. And I'm just going to set this aside. And then I'll put the other one up here, and then I'll have to mix them together when I get it done. I'll sit this over here in a second. Nothing's going to happen, so I'll just sit in there. Okay, now, combine the melted coconut oil. Now, I had to melt some coconut oil, and I did that. Okay, let me put this down, okay, because I don't want that to break. All right, now I have my melted coconut oil. And I had to use it to make a flax egg too. So I'll put that, have to put that in there. The coconut oil, yeah, combined coconut oil, pumpkin puree. Here's my pumpkin puree. And these are all the wet ingredients. And the maple syrup. Yeah, here's my maple syrup. Thank goodness that didn't spill. And my vanilla, I didn't measure it out yet. So here's the maple syrup. Put that in there. I only have so many containers to go around, so I have to kind of improvise here. Flax, my flax egg, which is right here. It's my flax egg, which is 1 tablespoon of flax meal to 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of warm water. And vanilla extract, and I've got to measure that out, and I think that's a teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract. Okay. I like to do this at the last minute because I don't want to spill this. Now I measure half. There we go. Now put the lid back on this so it certainly will not spill out. Okay, and I'll put these in the sink. And this is going to have to be washed off too. Let me go ahead and, I say a little mess. I'm just going to run this under the sink and wash it off a little bit. Make sure I don't get anything on my stuff there. All right, there we go. I see you got more in here. Thank you all, everyone, for coming in. This is awesome. You guys are so awesome. I think I'm going to take and get this out of the way for right now. Clean this off and just sit this out of the way. Because I'm going to put it back in the box. So I'll put it up here for right now. Put it on my table. Okay. Now, I'll bring this over here so you can see a little bit better. This has to be cleaned up, and I'll clean that up eventually. Just put that right there. Okay, now, I've got the oven lit, and it says now, mix with a handheld or stand mixer or on medium speed for 1 minute or until well combined. Okay, all right. That's pretty well combined. You can't really combine it much better than that. I'm just going to sit here for now. Clean those off. Those things are not easy to get off. I'll do that when I get off of here because that's hard to. My daughter-in-law I got for Christmas last year, and they're hard to get off. And then add dry ingredients into wet ingredients and mix at medium speed for 1 minute. Okay. All right. A lot easier to mix this with the mixer than it is by hand, that's for sure. Okay. There, get them off. There we go. Okay, get that out of it. And I'll just go and take this out and put it down here where I had it right now. Okay, now it says that you add the chocolate chips. Okay, stir in chocolate chips by hand, and I got to see how much of that I need. 3/4 cup of chocolate chips. Okay. I love these here because it makes it so much easier. You don't have to guess what they are. They each got their own little measurements on it. Okay, and then I'll stir that by hand. Let me get a spoon. I like these great big ones for stuff like this when I use them out of the cupboard. They're really good. Try to get them all mixed in. Okay, and then I'll see what I have to do. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper, which I've got right here. And I'll put this over here. Should be able to, maybe I can put this on this side. Careful. Got stuff with my tamper, but I can wash it off. Let me dump this in the wastebasket. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, this is, we're gonna make it for bake to 12 for 14 minutes, but 1.5 type balls of cookie dough, 2 inches apart, 1.5 tablespoons, and I believe I'm going to use my, let's see, if I know where I put them. I don't think I'm going to use, I used a, where did I put those? I don't know where I put those right now. I'm going to have to, my stuff from Pampered Chef, my, those, I'm so disorganized. I don't know where I put them, but you know what I'm going to do? I'll just use a regular tablespoon, and then I'll just do it that way. Just make a tablespoon. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Because I'm just going to make them into a ball and just press them down a little bit. Because they don't spread out very much, they said. They just don't spread out. I'll make it a little bit more on here. Because they don't spread out. You're supposed to get about 15 cookies. So I can just push them down like that. Because they said they don't, they really, and this has got a lot of moisture in it. Hope you can see okay. Oh, I guess you can't. Let me took that down. Yeah. Sorry about that. I always forget to put my tripod down so you can see what I'm really doing. So it's not, so you're not trying to guess what I'm doing. Just do it this way. They are nice and moist. And I think they'll make good cookies. Like they said, they don't spread out much. Because those are kind of small cookies, maybe. Supposed to get about 15. We'll see how many I get. I just flatten them just a little bit. And these ought to be good cookies. I don't think I've ever made these before that I remember. I went and found it. I thought I had found it this morning, but I had found it before because it was already in in my board of vegan desserts. So I had. So I said, well, I already found this one. I find a lot of stuff, but I don't make it right away. I just save it. And this, you know, October, November, good time for pumpkin. People are, you know, be thinking about the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving, you know, Christmas and what have you. And they'll be thinking about using pumpkin then. Make sure that doesn't fall apart. Now that might fall apart. I better probably do a little bit more on that one. It's going to fall apart. Try to make it so it doesn't fall apart on me. It that way and just flatten it down. If that one falls apart, it falls apart. I'm trying not to. There we go. Once it's baked, it'll probably be okay. Just a little bit. Okay. And if I don't get 15 cookies, I'm not too worried about it because it's just for me anyhow. It's just a little bit much more than I need right there. I'll just. This is almost 9, so I might get about 12 or so. That's okay. That's enough for anybody. Really. I love cookies. And I think these are going to be really, really moist because I can tell it. Okay. Really, really moist. Turn the volume off on my iPad. I don't know why you heard that coming up. I don't understand that. That seems odd. Yeah, I'm gonna get about a dozen on here. If you don't get 15 cookies, I wouldn't worry about it because you can make them as big as you want, small as you want, and if you want to come up with 15, you probably can just thin them out a little bit. I'm trying to get maybe a dozen cookies. I figure that's plenty. Now let me get my hands washed and I'll stick them in there. It has a kind of sticky with cookie stuff on it. Rinse them off. Yeah, there we go. Now, I'm going to get this put in there. And then I can talk to you. So see, this is what they look like. Okay. Oh, I better go get my, before I do this, I think I'm going to go get my oven mitts so I don't touch that and get burnt. Oven mitts, I should have got it out in the beginning. They work real well for that. Because it's not going all the way. Oh, I know what I need to push this over a little bit more. Now it should go down more. Okay. Okay. Now, put this on 12 to 14 minutes, it said, but I think I probably will use about 13 minutes or so. Just about. There. It's 12:59. That's good enough. Okay. Now, everybody still with me? Huh. I know that was a lot to do, and I know it took time, but I'm glad I finally got it done. Oh wow! I made a little mess in my kitchen, so I got a lot of stuff to clean up. But you know, it is what it is, and I'll have to take some time and clean everything up. But oh, good, you're still here. Awesome. I see Alexis is in here. Thank you for coming in, Alexis, and Sugar Drop is still here. In case you wonder what's in here, there's quite a few ingredients in this. It took me an hour to prep this. I had to do it during lunch too. It's got a cup of almond flour in it, and I used the blanched, the super fine almond flour because that's what it calls for. I happen to have some in my cupboard. I thought this is awesome. That'll work. And I took a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. Oh, hi, sweetie. I didn't see you. I see you. A 1/4 cup of coconut flour, 1/4 cup of arrowroot starch, a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/4 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, a 1/2 cup of coconut oil melted, 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, a 1/4 cup of maple syrup pure, 1 flax egg, 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 3/4 cup of chocolate chips. That's what's all in there. It's quite a bit in there. As it took me quite a while to prep it. I knew it was going to, you know, and I knew I was going to run over a little late. So I was trying to get done with my prep work, and I started my prep work early too. But it just seemed like I had a lot more to do than I thought. And I didn't anticipate it taking as long as it did. I fixed me some fried potatoes for lunch. So while I was fixing those fried potatoes, and they were frying, I decided to get the stuff out and start measuring it. Well, it took a lot longer to get it all measured out than I thought. But I got it done, and that's a relief. I'll tell you, it's a relief when you get everything done. As I said yesterday, we might make this look easy when we come in here, but actually it's a lot of work. Because Alexis knows it's a lot of work too, because there's a lot of prep work involved to getting everything out, making sure you have everything out before you hit that go live button, measuring everything out. And I used my Lazy Susan and measured everything out, and not Lazy Susan is awesome for putting stuff. Let me throw this away. It's awesome for putting stuff on there and just, grab it because you got it all in one place. And I'm glad I could come in and pull this over just a little bit. So I'm glad I could come in here and make something a little different for you. This is a total recipe I've never made before. I like making cookies. They're awesome. They do taste good. And I like eating cookies. Let me try this. Good. A lot of dishes to wash. I'll use my prep bowls as well. They're awesome for, and I'm glad I got the prep bowls. Because I got those, and I got the measure-alls. I got the readable ones or the stackable ones. I got the readable ones. Everything. Boy, I use them all the time. Because with something like this, I needed all the measuring cups I could find. So I was using both the measure-alls and the stackable ones. And and the prep bowls. Trying to get everything prepped for this recipe. It's an awesome recipe. If you want the recipe again, I'll give it to you, but I'm going to post it up on my vegan page, and so that you can see what the recipe is, because I know people like to check things out on my page. No, I haven't. You guys come in here and you give me such awesome ideas. I'd have to look up something for that. I have made things with sweet potato, not that. I've made a sweet potato soup. I know there's a sweet potato pie, which I have never made. I'm not saying I'll never make it. I just haven't tried to yet. I haven't found a recipe for it. I'm not saying there's not one out there. It's just that I haven't really looked for one. But you know me with sweet potatoes. It's kind of hard for me to get to eat anything with sweet potatoes. But the crunches. Oh, pecans. Oh, okay. Yeah, I use pecans. I use almonds. I use walnuts. So it ought to be pretty good. You know, that sounds good. You know, it's something I can look for. There are so many recipes on Pinterest, and everybody knows me. Pinterest is where I get all my ideas from, because there's an endless amount of recipes to look for. Whether it's Instapot, which we all know the quick cooker, you can use that as an Instapot, or you got vegan or regular or whatever. I try to go into the vegan ones. This where I found this is on vegan desserts, so I try to find things under there if I can, you know, to try to change it up a little bit and do something a little bit different, because we're a little cooler now, so it isn't so bad to run the oven. But when we got the 100-degree weather, I didn't want to run my oven by no means, because it got hotter than blazes in here. It's a little warm in here right now. I've got the furnace shut off now, but it's not as bad as it would be if it was 100 degrees outside. And that being said, what is everybody's temperature? What are you doing today? Are you getting rain? Are you getting sunshine? Oh, you know the feeling. Oh, yeah, yep. Are you getting rain? Are you getting sunshine? We are having fairly decent weather. I think we got rain coming today, though, later in the day. Well, you know, it is what it is. I'll take the rain. I'll take rain over snow any day. And I know where Alexis is at. She wouldn't get snow. Of course, she's, like I said, she used to live in Pennsylvania, so she knows what snow's like. But I'm originally from Indiana. I was born and raised in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Boy, did we get the snow in the wintertime. Oh, my. We got a lot of snow in the wintertime. And it really get cold. You have snow every Christmas. You could even have some on Thanksgiving once in a while, because it would come early. I mean, I don't miss the snow. I might miss Indiana a little bit because that's where I grew up. But I certainly don't miss the snow. I don't miss the mosquitoes either, because Indiana's known for the mosquitoes. Always had a lot of mosquitoes at night. Fireflies, my kids, we'd sit outside and the kids would try to catch fireflies. And everybody knows what those, I call them lightning bugs, but they're actually fireflies. You'd see them light up in the night and you try to catch them. Boy, they don't smell very good when you catch them, though. You know, to me, they're like stink bugs. They got an awful smell to them, but we had fun trying to catch them. Oh, you're getting in the 60s and 70s in the daytime, 30s and 40s at night. We're getting around, I don't know what it was this morning. We're in the 40s about at night. We're getting in, we got it 60, I think 66 yesterday. So we're not doing too bad right now for October. It's not really too bad. But wait, it's still early yet. It gets November, December. That's going to change, because it never gets that warm that time of year. Never. I'm not saying it won't, but it never has. So I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't get that hot or get that cold. But you know something? I have to live with it. If it does get that hot, or that cold, I'll just have to deal with it. Just bundle up in the wintertime. Just bundle up as much as you can and keep warm. 52 and feels like 48. Oh, my daughter's only got 52 and feels like, I think we're a lot warmer than you are right now. So my daughter has really had some pretty warm weather there in Missouri. Been getting really, really warm in the daytime, you know, but not noon now, it would start cooling down. So, but 52 is a lot better than 75, 80 degrees. You can't expect that now with winter coming on. But, you know, I'll take it. I'll take it anyway. You know, I feel this way. There's no really sense in complaining about the weather, because what can we do about it? Nothing. We just have to take each day as it comes and hope and pray that the Lord keeps the bad weather away. But if it comes, it comes. You know, I'm willing to deal with it. I just don't get out in it. When it starts snowing like crazy and gets real cold, I just don't get out in it. I stay away from it. I want nothing to do with that cold weather. I know you don't want the snow, sweetie, but I know you're probably going to get it. You get a lot of snow in Missouri. Hopefully you won't get snow very early, because where my daughter's at in Missouri, she's not in St. Louis. St. Louis can get more snow than she gets. She's out in the outskirts, but she can go until January before they get any snow. I mean, that, like I said, we didn't have really any snow until February rolled around. Oh, you'll take the snow in Arizona. I bet it's really hot in Arizona. The thing of it is, there are certain parts of Arizona that I've heard before, like Tucson and Phoenix, that have gotten snow in the past, which really surprises me, because I thought they were so far south that they couldn't get snow. But, no, what do I know? The weather is changing all the time. As I've got a cousin that lives in Tucson, 52 and that is, or 92 in Tucson. Yeah, plenty. That is one place you don't want to be in the summertime, especially. Go visiting, and because it's hot. Hot here. It's going to be hot in Tucson, a lot hotter. Because like I said, I've got a cousin that lives in Tucson. I got another one that just moved to Arizona, close to her sister. But you are. Okay, I didn't know about 30. Oh, you're 30 miles from St. Louis? I didn't realize you were that far out, sweetie. Wow. That is a long way. So you're quite a ways from the airport, too. Oh, wow. I didn't realize. See, my daughter's quite a ways from St. Louis, downtown St. Louis. So, and I've been to downtown St. Louis, because I've been visiting there, and we drove downtown St. Louis once, and I thought, how in the world can you get around in this place? That place was a zoo. I've been to the Arch and been inside the Arch. Does northern Arizona get snow? Yeah, that's what I thought. You live in the sticks. But one year I visited and went to Missouri to visit my daughter in St. Louis, and we went to the Arch. And that was awesome. But oh my goodness, if you've never been in the Arch, go up in there. But you're going to feel like you're seasick too, because you start swaying, because hi, good to see you, welcome, because you feel like you're tilting. And if you don't hang on to something, you can easily fall. And that scared me when we started tilting. Oh, man. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. So the Arch is fun, but boy, when you feel like you're ready to tilt, oh, I didn't like that one bit. And I felt like I was tilting. I was going to fall off. But you're inside and everything. But, oh, hi, Natasha. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. My cookies are almost done. They didn't spread out very much, and they're not supposed to. They're going to be smaller cookies. I got a dozen. Yeah, motion sickness, yes. My daughter could get motion sickness from the Arch. We've only been up there once in the Arch, and I don't think you want to go again. I have been to the amusement park, Six Flags Great America. We went when my grandkids were real young, and I love that place. I'd go again if I ever come there. I know if I'd ride the rides, and the zoo's fun too. So if there's areas you've never been to, try it out. We got a zoo here in Oregon too. In Portland, there's a zoo. I've been to that a long time ago. Oh, it has an awesome museum now. I'm just friends. I'm not her sister. No, no. I wish I was. But no, we're just friends. We're just friends. Are there roller coasters in Oregon? We do have a park called, I can't think what it is. My daughter knows where it's at. It's outside of Salem. It's a Enchanted Forest. I'm not sure if they've got roller coasters there or not, because I've never been to it, but I drive past it on I-5, so I'm not really sure if they do or not. We don't have an amusement park per se, so I don't really, oh my, looks like they might fall apart on me. We'll see. Let them cool down. So I really don't know. I'll post these anyway. They're still okay. I can still eat them, fall apart or not. Enchanted Forest. You've been to Enchanted Forest? There is one. Okay, it's probably not real big though. Yes, this on this side, the other side of Salem, and south of Salem. And it's a nice place. But oh, you've been there. I've driven past it, but I've never been into Enchanted Forest. I don't think they have all that many rides either. No, I'll just eat them this way. They look like they're going to fall apart. I'm hoping they don't, but they don't. I'm just going to leave them like this and let them cool way down. And just leave them alone. So they might be okay. It's kind of hard to do it. I was trying to keep them so they stayed together. They're going to fall apart a little bit, but that's all right. But you can see they don't look bad. Oh yeah, you know something? They probably taste better than they look. You know, I really don't worry sometimes about how they look. I like the taste of them. But before I even do anything to them, I want to post them up on my Facebook page. And if they don't look that good, that's okay. They do look like a cookie, don't they? You're probably right. They'll harden as they cool. That's right. Yeah, they are cracked a little bit. You can see they're cracked, but I think they'll harden as they cool. And I'm not going to touch them. I'm just going to leave them alone so that they'll harden up, and maybe they won't fall apart then. But this is a simple recipe. It takes a lot of ingredients to make it. But there's Alex. Hi, Alex. Yeah, they're a cookie. Yep, they're cookies. And it said not to just flatten them out a little bit. I'm supposed to get 15 cookies, but I got a dozen. I figure that's plenty. Are those baseballs? Alex, you're funny. No, they're not baseballs. Alex comes in, he's a hoot, I tell you. Nope, they're cookies. They're pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. He is hilarious. He keeps me in stitches. Baseballs don't crack like this. They don't fall apart. But you know something? I'm not worried about it. I'm going to put them on my Facebook page anyway. Just going to leave them on this pan. And I'm going to put them on I'm going to post them up on my Facebook page before I even take them and try to put them away. So that at least I can present the recipe to you, because this is a big recipe, a long recipe. It took me an hour to prep everything. Yeah, I know. You're right. I got to do the washing tomorrow, so I'm going to have to throw this in the wash. You're right. Oh, you're from Brazil? Awesome. We get them from all over. That's awesome. I get them from the Saudi Arabia, and I think that that's where Randy Horton is from Saudi Arabia. Yeah. The apron I'm wearing now, in case people don't know, this is what Alex had got for me. He had it designed for me. And I unboxed it. I think it was last week, I believe it was. I unboxed it. And this is an awesome apron. It's my favorite apron. I'm going to have to wash it along with some other aprons, too, because I got 3 or 4 of them to wash. So I'm going to have to wash them. So I'm going to wash them in the morning. Get my washing going in the morning when I get up. And get it done. But... thank you. Yes, it's still up there, so you can go back and look for it. I'm not sure. It'll tell you. It's a box opening, a surprise box opening, and then I did a recipe too. So you just have to look for that one. I'm not sure exactly when I did it, but it's still there, because I don't delete any of my periscopes. I leave them on there for people to go back and I'm still getting responses to some replays several days ago. I'm still getting responses. Okay, you have a great afternoon, and thank you for coming in. Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, it could have been last Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure exactly when I got it. I know Alex was chomping at the bit for me to open it up, and he did a private scope with me. He says, "Oh, come on, Karen, can you get that and open it up?" And I says, "No, I was going to wait till the next day." He says, "Okay." He was so disillusioned because he wanted me to open it up that day. But I decided, no, I'm going to wait till the next day so I can come in and do a scope when I'm doing a recipe and open it up at the same time. He was so anxious for me to open it up. I was too, but I'm not like a kid anymore. Hi, Gary. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, thank you. They're trying to fall apart a little bit, but I'm not even going to touch them until they cool off. I'm just going to let them go because I'm still going to post them up on my page because I think they're good enough to post up there. I do too. I love this apron. This is an awesome apron, and it was so thoughtful of Alex to think of me when he had it designed for me, you know, because he knows I do cooking scopes, and it's even got pockets, so that's awesome too. So I can stick stuff in my pocket. You know, I love pockets. When I go walking, if I haven't got pockets to put my cell phone in, I just leave it at home because I don't want to drop it. You have to get one just like it. Oh, yes, you do. It's an awesome apron. If you can see what this here, this is from Julia Child. It says, people who love to eat are always the best people. And it's an awesome, and this says, that's awesome here at the top. You know, I feel privileged to have gotten this apron, which I did not ask for. I did not even know it was coming until I checked my mail and it said I had a package coming. And I thought, a package from who? And then I found out it was from Alex. You know, hi, good to see you, welcome. And I said it was from Alex. I said, well, now what'd he do? You know, he has sent me stuff before, and he doesn't have to do that, but he's really good at thinking of other people. I know. I'm talking to all of you. I know Alex is in here, but I'm talking to all of you. But it was so nice of him to do this because he didn't have to. He sent Alexa stuff too. You know, she never knows from one day to the next, so she's going to get stuff either. Something I didn't expect to get, but you know, I got it and I'm thankful for it. You can see me wearing it all the time. I'm going to have to wash it now. It needs a good washing. I hope it doesn't fade out, but we'll hope pray it doesn't. But anyway, wash it tomorrow and wash my other ones along with it. I'll wear my other ones too. But I've been wearing this one all the time because I wanted to let Alex know I appreciate the fact he got me this. But I've got other aprons to wear too that I'm going to have to wash and wear them. But so you can see these cookies come out good. They're trying to fall apart a little little cracked. But you know, I think they're still going to be okay if I let them cool down. I don't think they'll give me any problem because I want to post them up on my Facebook page anyway. Maybe they're supposed to crack. I don't know. That's the kind of cookie that'll crack. You know, just the ingredients that's in them. So I'm just going to let it go. And they look good though. And I don't want to pick them up and show them to you because I don't want them falling apart on me. I don't know. I'm not going to try it until after I've taken a picture of them and posted them up on my vegan page. Because I want to post them up there the way they are. And then once I post it up there, post a picture, or take a picture, the picture's in my camera roll, I'll just post it up there and then I can eat a cookie. I'm sure they are. They look awesome. Because anything with pumpkin in it is good. Now I used pumpkin puree. This has coconut flour in it, almond flour, coconut sugar. It's got coconut oil. It's got salt. It's got baking soda in it. It's got your pumpkin puree, and it's got your pumpkin pie spice. Just a few seasonings. It's got a lot of ingredients too. If you want to know what's in there, let me bring it up and let me tell you what's in here because I can't memorize them all. I know what you mean. Absolutely. Let me tell you, I have made things before that I put a lot of time and effort into, and when I got done, they tasted absolutely horrible. And I'm thinking, oh man. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of these and I'll post it up on Facebook, but I'll also tell people that I've already had them and that they taste awesome. You know, people comment about, tell them that I've already had them. But these I've never made before, so until I taste it, I don't know how they're going to taste it. I don't want to taste one because I want to take a picture of the way they are, put it on my page, and then I'll eat them after that. But if you want to know what's in here, I can tell you what's in here. There's a cup of almond flour, which is the blanched superfine flour, which is what they called for, and I happen to have that, and I thought that's awesome. It's got coconut flour, a quarter cup of coconut flour, a quarter cup of arrowroot starch, which is your arrowroot. Arrowroot is really good too. I can't remember. I think I got that from Amazon. Arrowroot. Half a cup of coconut sugar. A half a teaspoon of baking soda, and I use the non-aluminum baking soda. A quarter teaspoon of salt. Oh, you can be my taste tester, sure. A quarter, 1 1/4 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. A quarter cup of coconut oil melted. Half a cup of pumpkin puree. 1/4 cup of maple syrup. It also has 1 flax egg in it, which if you don't know what that is, it takes flaxseed meal, a tablespoon of flaxseed meal to 3 tablespoons of warm water. You whisk that together, stir it together, and leave it sit for about 10-15 minutes. What it does, it gels up, gets gelatinous like an egg does, and that's an egg replacement. However, those that are not vegan, if you want to put an egg in here, feel free to put an egg in it because you still can. And then a teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract, and then 3/4 cups of chocolate chips. That's all that's in here. Yeah, because that's on the notes at the bottom. She said that you can use. She's a vegan, but you can use egg if you want to. And this says they keep well for 3 to 4 days at room temperature in an open container and up to 5 days in the refrigerator. Well, they're not gonna last me that long, let me tell you, because I eat a lot of cookies. But it lets you know a little bit. So if you got a kids, my daughter could make these. I'm sure my grandsons would eat them, unless they're picky and don't like pumpkin, don't like chocolate chips. But who wouldn't? You know, she can try it and see. Oh, thank you for the super hearts. Awesome. But this is very simple to make. Took a lot of work, let me tell you. Oh, they love pumpkin. Oh, well, they ought to love these then, sweetie. You can make these for them, and they'll love it. And like I said, the coconut flour and the almond flour and that coconut sugar, you can get that all at Walmart. You may be able to get it any place else that sells that stuff, but I got all mine at Walmart. I'm glad I got it on hand. Keep it on hand because I use it for stuff like that. You know, simple as can be. Nice and vegan cookies, and they look awesome though. And I know they smell good. So I'm assuming since they smell good, they're going to taste good. If something doesn't taste good, let me tell you, I can smell it and it doesn't smell good either. But these smell awesome. They really smell awesome. I can smell that pumpkin pie spice. I can smell the pumpkin. It's awesome. But you know, this is getting pumpkin season where people are going to make a lot of pumpkin pies. Sweet potato pie, some will make a sweet potato pie. Now that's something I can think of trying to make too. Although I don't know if I'm going to eat it or not because I don't like sweet potatoes in that way. But you never know, it might be okay. I've never made a sweet potato pie, but it's something worth trying because people are giving me different suggestions to make with sweet potatoes. And I take every one of your suggestions to heart. Oh yeah, does it smell like it? Yeah, it does, sweetie. It does smell like a pie. It sure does, because it's got some pumpkin pie spice in it. Yeah, it does. It does smell like a pie. The smell is just wafting through the kitchen. It's really awesome, and I could smell it when I was in the oven. So it was really, really good, and I'm glad because this time of year to use pumpkin puree, pumpkin pie spice. I love it. I'll bring the pan a little bit closer. I can do that now, and you can see. Don't they look awesome? Look at that. Look at that. Awesome. And I know they're going to taste good. They're really going to taste good. I enjoyed making them. The prep work was a little long, but you know something? It is what it is. I just took the time to get everything out while I was eating lunch, and I thought, well, I think it was before 1 o'clock, I says, I'm going to have to start measuring this stuff out. And I got done just before I came on because I had forgot some things and I had to go and get them measured out. I thought I had everything measured out and then I forgot a few things. I had to get them done. But they actually turned out awesome. They really did. As you can see, they look really, really good. Don't ask me to pick them up, though. I prefer I just leave them like this until I take a picture of them, and then I'll pick them up because it won't matter then if they fall apart because nobody's going to see them fall apart after that. But they do look good, and I want to post them on my page. Even though they're a little cracked, they're still holding together. So, but don't be afraid to make something that you've never made before because making something new is a lot of fun. I have the best time ever. Thank you. They really do, don't they? I have the best time ever looking for recipes on Pinterest. I can spend hours on Pinterest looking for recipes because I'm looking just for the right ingredient to make something, and it may take me a long time to find what I'm looking for. It may not, it's not one particular ingredient that I can put my finger on that I'm looking for. But if I think of something and I see it, well, I want to make something with that ingredient. Just like if I want to make something with chia seeds, then I can just do a lot of searching for things with chia seeds, like puddings. Yeah, it sure is. I can tell you that it's very addicting because you can find anything and everything on there. Believe you me. And they'll every once in a while they'll update my news feed and put extra recipes on there that I might be looking for, depending on what I search for. Like this morning, they added some more vegan desserts, and I went on my news feed, and that's where I found this one. But I had already had it into my board. I had made a board on vegan desserts, and I already had put one in there, so I had to delete that one. But it's awesome when they can update you and send new things to your news feed, and you go through them and see if there's anything you want to make. And, it's suggestions that I've made by searching and things. Oh, you've gone down the rabbit hole. Boy, I tell you, that's easy enough to do. Like I said, I can spend all day on Pinterest and not really find what I'm looking for. Or if I find what I'm looking for, I'll stay on it to maybe find something for the next day. But it's so much fun because it has so much to it. And when I go to Walmart, if there's a certain thing that I want to make and I don't know what to buy for it and I haven't got all the ingredients, I will take my phone with me because I've got Pinterest on my phone. I'll just bring that recipe up on my phone because I've saved it, and I'll bring it up to see what I really need to make that. It's a lot simpler. That way I don't have to write it down or anything. Just go into the recipe, look it up, say, oh, this is what I need, and go get what I need for it so I can make it. Because I don't always have particular everything here. Although with this I did. I had everything I needed for this, so I didn't have to go grocery shopping or anything. I've got everything I already needed because I keep pumpkin pie spice on hand. I had all my flours. I knew I had coconut sugar, and I had some pumpkin puree. I bought some cans last year, and I thought, well, I'll use them this year, throughout the year if I need them, and I'm glad I had it. But don't be afraid to experiment with new things. If you weren't in here yesterday and saw when I made that nacho cheese sauce in the blender, go in there and watch that. It came out really good. I'll probably use that as a snack later on. Use it with tortilla chips. You can use it with corn chips, maybe even veggies too. It came out really good, and it's a nice yellow color. It's awesome. The blender does a real good job of making things. Welcome, Damon. Here's my cookies that I made, pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. They've got quite a few ingredients in them, but they came out. They look like they're cracking, so I'm not going to pick them up and touch them right now because I want to put them on my page just the way they are because I don't want them falling apart on me. So I'll leave them like this. Yeah, they're awesome. They smell good too, let me tell you. They really smell good. It's got quite a few ingredients in it too. Quite a few. It's got coconut flour. It's got almond flour. It's got coconut sugar. It's got coconut oil. It's got your baking soda. I'm going to use non-aluminum baking soda. It's got pumpkin pie spice and pumpkin puree and just you name it, it's got it in there. And it's awesome. And salt, and it's got your chocolate chips. It's an easy recipe to make. No, you really couldn't taste the coconut because there's not that much coconut in there. The coconut flour, no, you can't really taste it. These smell really good. Now, I'm not going to taste them yet because I want to post these up on my page. And if I touch them, then I'll ruin the picture because I want to post them just the way they are. So once I've posted up on my page, or I've taken a picture, I don't have to post it on my page, but once I've taken the picture, I'll have the picture of it because the picture will go on my page. Then I'll eat these and I'll let people know how they came out. I'm sure you aren't going to taste the coconut because I'm going to give you the ingredients, but there isn't that much coconut in here. It has, let me tell you, it has 1 cup of almond flour, the blanched almond flour, 1/4 cup of coconut flour, 1/4 cup of arrowroot starch, 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/4 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, 1/2 cup of coconut oil melted, 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, 1/2 cup of maple syrup, pure maple syrup. It's got a flax egg in it, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 3/4 cup of chocolate chips. So that's a long recipe, so I'm going to have a lot to put up on my page because you have to have, it took a while to prep everything, and then you have to use 2 bowls because you have to make do all your dry ingredients. You have to whisk them together first. Then you take your wet ingredients, you put them together, you mix them with the mixer. Then you add the dry to the wet, and then you mix it again with your mixer, and then you take and stir in your chocolate chips, and then you bake it. Simple. It doesn't take as long to bake it as it did for me to prepare everything. Let me tell you, it only took about 13 minutes to bake it, and it took me an hour to prep everything. So be assured that when you start making something like this, it's going to take you time to get it done. But you got to be patient. You'll get to it. You'll get it done. You know, I just take my time at it and work at it and until I get it done. Just before I came in here, I just finished up the prep work, had everything all measured out. So it's okay. It came out fine. But like I said, I love going on Pinterest and I love looking up recipes because I have so much fun. There's so much out there to look for. Oh my goodness. And it just depends on what it is you want to make. You know, you got your different categories. You can do vegan desserts or you can do vegan, you know, whatever. It might be your Instapot. Yes, it does. Absolutely does. It does take time. Because you have to make sure that you're getting everything right and check the recipe. I always check the recipe a couple times to make sure I don't forget anything. I almost forgot the maple syrup. I had it out, but I almost forgot to measure it out. So I thought I've got to get that measured out and the vanilla. But I got everything done. Everything's in here. It ought to taste really good. And I'll let people know how they tasted when I post the recipe up there. Yeah. Believe me, this took a lot of patience to get these done because I was wondering how long it was going to take. And I was getting frustrated at myself because here it was 1:30 and I hadn't come in yet. And I says, come on, I got to get this stuff done. But I finished up and I got in within 5 minutes after that. So it was okay. You know, if I'm not on exactly at the same time, you know I'm still working trying to get the prep work done. With that being said, I know coming in here looks easy, but in essence, it's not as easy as you think. Not when you got to take time to prep everything. You got to get everything, make sure you've got all the ingredients, sit them out, measure them out precisely, because I'm one of these kind that I will not make anything unless I measure it out. Some people I've noticed that will make something and they just kind of wing it, you know, and they'll kind of just judge with their eyeballs how to measure stuff out. I can't do that. I have to measure stuff out. Because I would rather measure it out and get it precise and have it right than not measure it out and have too little of something or too much of something. That's very possible to do. And I've seen people do that. They'll just say, well, a teaspoon, this is about what it is. Now, there have been a few times where I tried to judge on the salt, you know, and I don't put too much in anyway. But most stuff, like the flours, I wanted to make sure I measured it precisely. I didn't want to make a mistake. So I made sure I measured it out just exactly what it's supposed to be, leveled it off and everything. Because that's what a good cook will do, to make sure you get your recipe just the way it's supposed to be. Now, that being said, I do not tweak the recipes the first thing when I make them. Unless there's something in there that I don't want to put into it, then I'll leave it out. Let me get some water. If there's something in there that I don't want to put into it, I'll leave that out. But most of the time, if I'm tweaking a recipe, it's because I'm adding something that should have been added, or a little bit more of something. Yeah, right, exactly. When baking, you want to be so precise. It's absolutely correct, right? It's like baking a cake or baking a pie. You want to be precise, especially if you're doing a cake, because if you do have the wrong ingredients in there or not enough of something, your cake is going to fall flat. Believe me, when I started making a cake, when I was living with my aunt, she turned me loose in the kitchen. She says, go ahead and make a cake. Little did I know that you don't leave a cake in there for an hour, you know. And she kept saying, well, isn't that cake done? I says, well, I keep getting stuff on the end of the, she said, well, it's done and it'll take that long. And that cake was like a rock when I got it out of the oven. But that was the first cake I ever made. Can you imagine leaving a cake in the oven for an hour? Well, after that I learned. But it was the first one I'd ever done. So it was, I mean, you could throw it against the wall. It was that bad. But it was something I was learning. I had never made a cake before up to that point. Of course, when I got to my dad's, I made a cake. Then I knew how to do it. But I had never done it before. And to learn to, you know, turn me loose and told me how to do it and put it in there. And I kept testing it. And it just kept looking there. There was something on the toothpick, you know. Well, yeah, but I don't think it was on low heat. I think it was on 350 or 325, something like that. Yeah, it was the very first one I ever made. Of course, the age I am now, I know good and well not to have a cake in there now. But when I was a young girl, I was just fresh out of high school, 18 years old. didn't know anything from baking, cooking. I didn't know one utensil from another, let me tell you. I didn't. I was green as grass, knew nothing. But she turned me loose in the kitchen and told me, go at it. My dad did the same thing when I went to live with him. He says, well, the kitchen is yours. You run it the way you see fit. I learned a lot from cooking from him, too, because I didn't do a very good job. But it was the first time I had ever done it. But the more I did it, the better I became at it. Because you're going to make mistakes the first time when you first learn how to do something. But you know, that's how you learn how to do it right in the first place. You're going to make mistakes, but you learn from your mistakes and not to make that same mistake again. Like leave a cake in the oven for an hour on 350 or 325. It's gonna be as hard as a rock, you know, and you could throw it against the wall and it'll crack, you know. So, yep, trial and error is correct. Absolutely, everything is trial and error. Even when I make things now, it's all trial and error, you know. And I still make mistakes. We all do. But I know a little bit more now than I knew when I was younger, because I've learned from experience how to do things. I've learned how, you know, what you should do and what you should not do. It takes practice, you know. So when I come in here and make mistakes, I feel awful about it. But people say, well, don't worry about it. You know, I'm only human, and mistakes are going to happen. If I didn't make mistakes, you'd wonder if there's something wrong with me. Even the perfect cook out there, I guarantee you, makes mistakes once in a while. There's no perfect cook that's not going to make mistakes, because it's going to happen. You're going to put too much of one thing in, or not enough of something, or miss something, leave something out. It's so important. That's why if I have a long recipe, as this one was, I looked at it twice to make sure I had every ingredient in there, because there was way too many to forget. You know, and I didn't want to leave anything out. As you can see, they turned out real good. So you got to be diligent and check your recipes over more than once. But I know that my daughter could make these. My grandsons would probably love these since they love pumpkin. Now, I don't know about my son-in-law. There's not a whole lot he likes, but, you know, she'll like it and the kids will eat it. She made the grape jelly the other day in the blender, and she said it came out really good. It's awesome. I'm still eating my grape jelly. It's awesome, you know, with cashew butter or peanut butter every morning. It's really good. It's just so good. I'm going to make that stuff again in the Pampered Chef blender. If you don't have the Pampered Chef blender and you want that, host a party or be a consultant. Get with Alexis, and she can set you up, because I happened to get mine for $139.60, which is a good deal from $349. Now I know Alex has said he's getting one too. I don't know what he's going to have to spend for it, but he's getting one too. So those blenders are awesome. I've never seen a cooking blender that does what this one does. It's awesome. So I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend going on Pinterest. If you want to make something, go on Pinterest and look for recipes. You're sure to find something there to suit your fancy, because there's everything there that you can imagine. And you can tweak the recipes to your liking. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this Periscope up, because I've got some dishes I want to wash before I go walk my dogs. I want to make sure they get the second walk in today. So I want to get my dishes done first. So I'm going to go close this up, but I'll make this my final shot. So I hope that you all have you're welcome. I hope you all have a great and marvelous evening, what's left of it. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. I love you all, and bye-bye.